So I will now move on to our air signs. So I'm Mimi. I'm an occupational therapist, spiritual counsellor and intuitive breathwork practitioner. I have decided to devise a spread that is occupational therapy informed but has a spiritual base or spiritual foundation using tarot and oracle as a healing modality. So with this spread, there's 5 cards and I'll explain the positions, and we then go on to using some oracle cards as like some guidance or a final outcome. So this will be for Gemini. So please show me Gemini. Thank you. And please show me what's going on around them. Please show me their communication and their interaction. And their environment or social aspect. Show me Gemini's motivation, please. So Geminis, in our first position, which is the person, then we have the second position, which is the role or what's going on around you. Could also be emotional state. We have the communication and interaction, the environment and social, and then your motivations. So this seems, you've got the Two of Wands representing you at the moment. There seems to be some sort of contemplation, but this seems to be like you looking out into the future. It almost feels as though it's a bit of a preoccupation with the future, and rather than looking at what is currently present in your reality, it feels as though you are really future pacing and really looking ahead, perhaps a bit too much. And this might be causing a bit of disruption within your current existence. This could also be you looking forward to something. So there is a positive aspect with this Two of Wands in this position. It feels as though you were looking forward to moving or perhaps traveling. There seems to be something on the horizon that you're kind of looking forward to, but at the same time it brings you a bit of nerves or anxiety. So in terms of your role, this is kind of being backed up here with the Chariot card. So there is really that kind of movement. It feels like a bit of a transitional phase for you, Gemini. There's something within your present that it feels as though you're trying to escape from, because there's this element of finding it difficult to be in your present reality, difficulty finding grounding. I'm feeling quite flighty energy with you, Gemini. And there's something within this that you just kind of want to be done with it. You want to be on to the next stage or phase of your life. It feels as though you're kind of bored, sick and tired of where you currently are at the moment. And as a result, in terms of your communication and your interaction, you have the Five of Pentacles in this position. So it feels as though you're almost wrapping up things with where you currently are and feeling like, you know, once I move, things will be better. Or once I move, I'll be able to connect to people who really resonate with me. Once I move, I'll, develop closer bonds or friendships. But what's happening is that you're neglecting the now, neglecting the people that are around you or in your life. And as a result, you've got the Ten of Swords here. It feels as though that you're quite isolated and feeling almost quite victimized and villainized in a way. Because what's happened is, in turn, your difficulty with being grounded or present has actually forced people to stop inviting you to things and to stop including you in things in a way. It's almost as if you lost a bit of your fun buzz and your fun energy, Gemini. And what's showing up as your motivation is that the Magician in the reverse. So it feels as though you, again, just come back to that victimization mentality or villainization mentality. It feels as though you feel that things are out of your control right now. You're not able to get a grasp or get a hold of your present reality. And that's why you're focusing so hard and so far into the future, because all you want to do is move. You just want to go. You just want to fly. You just want to escape. So it feels as though I'm going to focus on what I can do in the future because my present has escaped me. I can't influence or manifest my present reality. So let's see, Gemini, what is the advice for you? Please, can we have some advice, please, Spirit? Can we have some advice for Gemini, please? What is the advice for Gemini? I'm not going to take that. Oh, beautiful. One more card. I love this for you, Gemini, because there's an element of, we're going to go with the dolphin spirit. This and that are true. You can be in your present reality, Gemini, and still have hopes, ambitions, or dreams for the future. You can still appreciate and be here in the now whilst you're hoping, anticipating for the future. So this is about you finding a way to ground within your current reality, appreciate what's currently here in order to step forward. And with this, you have the lion spirit, which says be generous of spirit. I'm more feeling that this is taking stock of what you currently have and feeling that extension of gratitude for what you have and who's around you. So Libras, let's tap into what's going on for you. Thank you. Please show me Libra. All that wanted to come out, didn't it? And what's going on around them, so the role or the emotion. And show me the communication. And let's look into the environment. Interesting. And let's look at what motivates Libra. Okay. So in terms of looking at your spread, this is representing you, your role or your responsibility, what's going on around you, in terms of relation to you. Then we have the communication and interaction. We have the environment and the social, and then what motivates you up in this corner. We'll then pull some oracle cards towards the end. So we have the Lovers in reverse. I would suggest that you watch the Pisces read because they also had the Lovers and the Two of Cups show up in their reading. So it might be that you were connected to a Pisces or have Pisces also featuring in your chart. I think it was Pisces anyway. So the Lovers in reverse shows me that there's a disconnection to self-love here. There's almost a separation of your soul, I'm feeling, which sounds quite drastic, but in some ways it feels as though you're unpicking parts of you. I'm hearing vows. So that for some of you Libras, there might be a relationship, a spiritual contract or marriage that might be in the process of a dissolution or a separation here. There's a sense of real loss that I'm picking up on. But it doesn't feel... it does feel heartbreaking in a way. It feels devastating because it feels as though it's a loss of a friend. This isn't just a loss of a partner. And this even might be, family or yourself, but this feels like a real kind of disconnection. And this is what's causing some sort of an effect on your self-love here, I'm feeling. You have the King of Pentacles showing up in your role position or your responsibility. So this could be in the form of commitments. So again, there might have been a merging of assets here. Ownership of home, ownership of business, ownership of, or combination of finances perhaps. And it feels as though with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, you might be wondering, how am I going to be supported financially? Can I do this alone? Am I going to be able to sustain myself? And it feels as a result, in terms of your communication and your interaction, you've lost the connection the connection from your heart, the connection from your emotions. So what could have been a new avenue for you to create from a heart-centered way, for you to receive from spirit and to transmute that emotional energy in order to pour out into the world. It feels as though you're currently stuck, Libra. It feels as though that this is very current in terms of the processing of this separation or this breakup, and it's causing you to feel separated from self. So again, that separation of the soul's feeling is coming back. In terms of your environment and your social, it seems as though there's friends or there's someone that you trust that is trying to help you, and that perhaps you haven't been able to see it in that way. I'm getting the sense of someone trying to reach out to you and show you that they're trustworthy. This is the Two of Cups in the upright position, so I'm feeling that, yes, you can trust them and take that kind of, leap of faith and go forward with this person. It more feels like this person is trying to guide you and try to show you a different way. Because what's happening is that you've previously kept yourself in a state of confusion. Seven of Cups in the reverse. You might have previously thought that there's too many options, I just can't see which way to go. But this person here has been trying to support you and to help you. If you put the 7 and the 2 of Cups together, you get the 9 of Cups, which indicates a wish fulfillment, which indicates that this is the right kind of avenue to go down. But you need to stop seeing this as being too much or being too overwhelming. Whilst it might be emotionally heavy and emotionally difficult for you now, Libra, there is a way. There is a way. Let's get some guidance as an outcome here for you, Libras. I'm going to take the first 2 that I saw. Bring a gentle touch, Libra. So there is this very watery energy that's featuring within your spread today, and that's telling me that you need to dive into the emotions. I know, there is that sense of harmony with Libran energy and really kind of want to restore the balance and restore the faith. But it feels like it's very much been done in an external way. What I'm feeling or sensing is that you need to create and cultivate this within self first. So self-love, coming back to how I started this reading, you've got the Swan Spirit here, which says, time for a deep dive. I would ask you and encourage you to find things that you love about yourself. Try and cultivate that sweet, sweet energy of self-reflection, reflection and love, because this is what ultimately will support you in your healing. So this is for Aquarius, continuing on with the air signs. Please can I get Aquarius and what's going on in their roles, responsibilities, or their emotions? Please show me their communication and interaction. 2 more cards. That one wanted to come out. And what's going on in their environment or their social circumstances? And what is their motivation at present? Okay, so just to explain this spread, we have you as a person here, what's showing up for you, your roles, responsibilities in your second position, or perhaps your emotions. Then we have the communication and interaction side, so how you're relating to others. We have the environment and the social in the 4th position, so how you're relating to your external. And then we have your motivations here, your values or your interests. So starting with you, Aquarius, we have the 4 of Swords, in the reverse. This feels like a disconnection of faith. It feels as though what might have previously led you, which was your wit, your sharp intuition and being able to really be discerning with the information that you receive. It feels as though you might have lost your edge a little bit, Aquarius, and you're wondering, how can I get that back? As a result of kind of sensing that disconnection, what's happening is that it's kind of paused things around you. We've got the World card in the reverse. So there seems to be there seems to be a repeating karmic cycle here, if I'm honest with you. It feels as though you've kind of got back into the same trap or the same route that you were on before. And this is feeling that it's because you have disconnected or walked away from that sharp, discerning ability that you had. In terms of your communication and your interaction, I paused because I was wondering why. Why have you? And I think that's highlighted in your motivation. So let's go there for a moment. I feel like you've disconnected from that part because you might have received a bit too much feedback. And this feedback might have started to get to you. So feedback about you being too cold, being too clipped, or being too sharp. You know, I have an Aquarius stellium, and this is something that I've often heard in terms of my boundaries being a bit too firm. It seems that some of you might have internalized this message and as a result started to step away from what you have known or felt to be true. But the thing is, Aquarius, we have the Judgment card here in your communication and interaction. In some ways, it's your role and your responsibility to be so discerning. You process information and things in such a way that is unique and it's individual. So people might not necessarily get where you are coming from or see where you are coming from. However, there's a sense with you, Aquarius, with the Judgment card in this position, is that you're needing to communicate it from 3 different perspectives. Beginning, middle, and end. It feels like seeing things through. This is what it feels like. It feels like you need to see things through. So it feels like a continuation in a way. You're being guided to keep on, despite the feedback, despite some of the challenges that you might have experienced or faced. And if we go down to your environment or your social situation, people are feeling almost burnt by you. You've got the Queen of Wands. That sharp, discerning tongue might have felt quite scorching to others. You might have fire placements in your chart or be dealing with a fire sign. But it seems as though there's a perception of you being too brash, being too harsh. But my reminder to you is that you need to see this through, beginning, middle, and end. There's a purpose here. There's a greater purpose here that you might not be aware of. It feels divine purpose, Aquarius. Feels very divine. Let's get some advice that wanted to come out. Let's get one more for our Aquarius, please. Aquarius, thank you. As I was saying, see it through with that Judgment card because there is a greater divine purpose. You get the well spirit, trust the great mystery. So whilst it might not make sense to you at the moment, Aquarius, whilst ordinarily you would have been able to see the beginning, middle, and end, there's a reason why at the moment you can't see what's happening. There's a reason why you're being pulled into more of your communication energy, why you're being asked to re-establish your sense of self. You need to trust that it will come through. And you see you've got that blue colour circulating, which again is indicating to me that throat chakra. So yeah, no need to be in hiding anymore. No need to retreat. Come out of hiding. Express what you are supposed to express. And also take what you have absorbed in terms of the knowledge. turn that into action. You've got the lizard spirit energy. Dream the world into being. So whilst you might have had this detachment or this slowdown, this pause with the world in reverse, you might have received new information that's going to help you. Take charge and go forward, Aquarius.